Hi guys, Sue here. I was just trying to decide what to have for dinner tonight and decided to make egg drop soup. I haven't made it for ages. I saw Bella from the Steak and Butter gang making this one time ages ago, and I've tried it a couple of times and it's really tasty, and it's a great idea for a carnivore dish to make with ground beef. And you could also use ground pork or chicken or lamb if you've got that. But it's really tasty with ground beef. So it's basically a clear soup with meatballs and then egg kind of drizzled into it to make like noodly sort of things. So let's get started and I'll show you how. Alright, so in my bowl here I have, just going to get my camera in the right place. Alright, so in my bowl here I actually have about 1 kilo of ground beef. Which is probably overkill for what I'm making, but it's okay, we will do it anyway. So you can do this just with ground beef and salt. I've done that in the past. Today I'm going to put in some little bit of ginger, some garlic powder and some cayenne and some salt. So this is some ground ginger, and I'm just going to pop that in there just to give it a bit of an Asian-y kind of a twist to the flavouring. Some garlic powder. So I put in about half a teaspoon of ginger, teaspoon of garlic, and I'll put in probably about 1/4 of a teaspoon of cayenne, and then some salt. So you can do all this to taste, you know, it doesn't have to be kind of fixed amounts of anything. So that's probably about a teaspoon or so of salt. For some reason I find it easier just to do my salt in pinches. I seem to have a knack for knowing how much to put in there. Whereas if I do it with a teaspoon, I quite often end up with too much. Alright, so I'm just going to mix that up. A quick mix. It's easy just to get my hands in there. Alright, once that's well combined, then we can go and add that to our water. Okay, so I've got in a pot here, I've got 1 litre of water that's just coming to the boil. Now, it depends on how many plants you eat, whether you want plants in this or not, it's completely up to you. You can put things in there like spring onions or lemongrass, that sort of thing, to flavour the liquid, or you can just leave it as water. Now I'm actually going to, you can also use bone broth as well. I'm going to put some powdered bone broth in here today. I don't have any homemade bone broth because I've stopped having that at the moment, just because I was having histamine issues. But the powdered bone broth will add a little bit of flavour, but in the past I've done it just with water and put the meatballs straight into that. So I'm going to grab my powdered bone broth and I'll pop some of that in there in a tick. Okay, so I have my powdered bone broth here. This is a New Zealand brand, it's Mitchell's, and I really quite like that. It's a nice clean bone broth. So I have my water on the boil here. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to move these. I'm going to bring this over here onto the smaller element now that it's heated up. That'll keep it hot enough to cook but not rapidly boiling. And I'm going to add probably just a couple of big heaped teaspoonfuls of the powdered bone broth into that liquid. Now I want to bring this back up to the boil again, so it's just starting to boil again now, and I'm going to just put small kind of balls of the ground beef into that liquid. You can do these a bit smaller than I'm doing them, or you can do them this sort of size. It's completely up to you. They'll cook a bit faster if they're smaller. Alright, so I've got all my meatballs in there, and I could just move them around just gently to get them kind of more into the liquid. And I'm going to pop a lid on and leave them to cook for a few minutes. Okay, now while they're cooking, I'm going to get the eggs ready. So I have 4 eggs, and I'm just going to whisk those. So they're all nicely whisked, and so now we just need to wait for our meatballs to cook in the broth, and then we can add our egg. Okay, so my meatballs are probably cooked. I added a little bit of salt into the water as well because I had a taste and it needed some salt in the water. So I'm just going to move my camera so you can see. And so I'm just going to add my egg now. So this is my 4 beaten eggs, and I'm just going to drizzle those. So this is still on a bit of a rolling boil. I'm just going to drizzle those into the water. You'll see they kind of flour up, you know, like they start cooking once they're in the water. I probably could do with this being a little bit hotter though. This element's a little bit small. Just moved it onto the back element so I can get a little bit more of a rolling boil there, because this front element's a little bit too small for this pot to do this. Because you want to have the water really kind of still at a rolling boil as you're putting the egg in. So you see the egg kind of goes all stringy, noodly, almost like noodles. Okay, and once that egg is cooked, then your egg drop soup is ready. Oh my God, so good. So that's it, a really simple, quick and delicious meal using ground beef. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe and hit the like button. If you've got any comments or questions, if you've tried this, or if you try it, let me know what you think. And I thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you again another day. Bye bye for now.